There'll be a new face at Bedlam on Saturday. I'm Barry Trammell. This is Nathan Ruiz. He is our new OSU basketball writer. We're going to introduce him today as we talk about the impending Bedlam game. Nathan, welcome aboard.
Thanks, Barry. Great to be here.
Well, you guys, you're a recent OSU grad from Reno, Nevada. Tell people how you got to Oklahoma State from the great state of Nevada.
Yeah, it was actually just a Google search. I just looked up, I wanted to do sports journalism, Googled sports journalism degrees, ended up here at Oklahoma State. And it worked out pretty well. Very fortunate now to be here with the Oklahoman and excited to get started on Saturday.
Well, we've had really good luck with recent OSU sports journalism grads. Great program up there. Anthony Slater, Kyle Fredrickson, among the recent grads. So welcome aboard. Now the great thing about this time in history is you can follow OSU basketball no matter where you're at. So you're going to hit the ground running. What are your early impressions of these Cowboys?
You know, I think this team is a lot more competitive than maybe people expected them to be early on under Mike Boynton. Playing sturdy defense, a little tough offensively for them at times. I think Jeffrey Carroll needs to get going a little more. I think that was the issue against Baylor. They just couldn't get Jeffrey Carroll going, and them as an offense couldn't get going as a whole. But it's a team that's going to be there in that bottom half of the Big 12 competing for probably one of those final two spots. I think the Big 12 has a legitimate shot at getting 7 teams into the tournament. If you look at it and OSU ends up somewhere on that 7-8 spot, they have a legitimate shot of making it into March Madness. But beyond that, it's a team that really has to be competitive going forward, get some tough road wins against maybe a Kansas going forward, just to make a statement in this league and say, we can be competitive, we can be in that top 7. If they end up in that position, I think they have a really good shot of making it into the tourney.
Well, this Oklahoma State basketball has been sort of on a wild ride in recent years. Just since you hit Stillwater, this is the third, Boynton's the third coach. You got on the end of the Travis Ford era, the 1 year of Brad Underwood. You're too young to remember the Eddie Sutton glory days. Some of us lived through them, of course. In Oklahoma State basketball tradition and history, it's obviously a special place, great venue. People really embrace the heritage and tradition, but it's getting farther and farther away. What's your sense of where OSU basketball is sort of on the food chain in terms of national reputation and where it sort of falls in the Big 12 lineage?
I don't think it's nearly viewed the same way it was, back during the Sutton era. But you look at it, I think it's a program that really values its history. Henry Iba's all over that place, Eddie Sutton's all over that place, on the court, on the name of the building. So I think if you look at it, it's a place that really values its history. This Saturday's game, Bedlam, that's when they'll remember the 10. So I think it's important for them, to keep with those traditions and remember those things. And even though it's a new coach, the third coach in 3 years, that's something that I'm really interested to see how Mike Boynton honors those 10 men. And really pays his respects to those, because that's such a big part of it. Is even though those events were tragedies, I think they really define OSU and how the community always seems to come together after something like that happens.
Well, of course, you're talking about Bedlam on Saturday. Big chance for OSU to get one of those statement wins. They got blown out down in Norman. The Cowboys did a couple of weeks ago, but Oklahoma looked vulnerable Tuesday night in Manhattan. What can OSU do to win this game Saturday?
I think the matchup comes at a good time for both teams. They're both coming off kind of lackluster performances in their respective games. Not a lot of energy, but I think Bedlam automatically supplies a bit of energy. The arena should be packed. School is back in Stillwater, so all the students should be there. But I think from there, they got to look at how they handled Trae Young last time, see what they can do differently against him. Nearly got a triple-double. You'll have Lindy Waters back, I assume, so he'll be, he's been healthy and playing well, one of their most versatile defenders, so that should help in locking down former high school teammate of Trae Young's. So I think if they're able to minimize Trae Young, I think it could go a long way. I think that's really the system. I mean, you look at what Kansas State was able to do, forcing him to turn the ball over 12 times. I don't think you can expect him to put up that same kind of turnover number, but if it's something similar to that, even within 8 or 9, I think they have a chance.
Well, great. Well, win or lose for the Cowboys Saturday, they're going to welcome a new beat writer, and we do the same. Welcome aboard, Nathan Ruiz. Stay tuned for further OSU coverage here on News OK and every day in the Oklahoman.